afternoon. I know y'all are getting prepared for the game, but I just wanted to pop on and encourage someone who might just need this boost that you are sustained by the source. I want to get that in your spirit, that you are sustained by the source. I was washing dishes yesterday, and God began to say to me, he said, I will sustain you. And I was like, okay. And when God says something to you like that, it's a sign of relief in your spirit to know that he will take care of you, even when you don't understand how it's going to happen. But he will. If God say he's going to sustain you, he will sustain you. And when I was getting ready to cook, I had ordered some groceries. The groceries had got delivered. Me and my husband began to put them up. And on the salmon, it was like a confirmation for my spirit. On the salmon, it said sustainability by the source. I was like, oh my God. Ooh, that was like my spirit was just bearing witness what God was already resonating and letting me know that he will sustain you. So I just want to encourage you today that you shall be sustained by the source. It don't matter what you are going through. You're going to go through it. But just know that God will sustain you. You will be sustained by the source. And I want to pair it with these verses about how God's sustaining power. Isaiah 46:4 says, I have made you, I will carry you, I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. Also, Psalms 54:4 says, surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. Psalms 34:18 said he is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed spirit. God cares for his people. God is your source and he will sustain you. Psalms 55:22 says, cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Ruth 4:15 says, he will renew your life and sustain you even in your old age. So it don't matter how old you are. It don't matter what kind of circumstances you are going through. Just know that God will preserve you. God will sustain you. God will supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. Not your riches and glory. His riches and glory. Psalms 51:12 says, restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. God will sustain you. Psalms 18:39 says, God is the only one who can shore up our strength to endure. God is a for sure one. God is a for sure one. God is the source of everything. So when you cast all your cares upon God, he will sustain you. Just plug into the source. Plug into the source. Tap into the source. Trust the source. Trust the source. Even when you can't trace the source, trust the source and know that God shall sustain thee. I love you. Blessings and miracles. Until then, stay encouraged. And I keep hearing this scripture. I was listening to church this morning. I didn't go, but I was listening online, and this scripture just was going across different church platforms, and it was saying, our thoughts are not God's thoughts. So God is thinking so bigger than what you can even imagine. So just think about your source. It's thinking greater than what you can even imagine about you. It don't matter, just go through.